let's talk about the podcast, like how we started this. You know, how we got into this.
Because I actually did go back last week, 2 weeks ago. Before I knew I was coming on all that, I was just started rewatch because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
fanboy, bro.
Fanboy cracks me up.
It's not even. His last name's not even Minter.
I actually had a phone call with a good friend the other day, and we were talking about the podcast, and both big Randolph fans. But
sick, mate. Oh my god, it's amazing. Let's go.
What just happened?
Wish I had a moment.
I'm joking. But and I went because it was all the old ones were on your channels.
Yes.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Well, maybe
originally-
his.
right,
I
yeah.
posted one, I
Yeah.
think, or maybe two.
And there was no clips. It was but it was only like a half an hour one,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Because it was you were speaking. There was one that I watched, whereas I think it was on your channel, and it was about drunk stories and stuff like that.
I remember that. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
at the time I was really struggling for a video. We used to do that a lot, and like if we needed something, we just used to take it from the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably still could do that, but I mean, now that we've got the channel doing so well, like thanks to yourself, then it makes sense just to keep it on one roof.
Yeah.
So you didn't start with us from at the start, then? I guess that's
No, because we did the house.
yeah. We did one that was audio only,
Yes.
and that did it ever go out? I feel like it didn't, or was it just
You
audio
did.
only?
I think there is one on Spotify that isn't on YouTube.
There was one that we were chatting about
The very
Vidal's
first one.
party.
It's the
Easter
very
egg.
first
Go
one.
listen.
Remember we were chatting about Vidal's party? It was at Cal and Cal's house and Harry's house. And we were talking about that on the first ever podcast.
Oh.
But I'm not sure where it went, or maybe there was an audio issue. Because it was the test episode.
Is this going to be one of those ones in like 10 years' time? It'll like resurface.
Maybe we'll have to
And it'll be
post
like
it.
worth. Sell it as an NFT?
Nah. We're not smart enough.
I don't-
We're also too lazy. I can't bother to figure out how that works.
No.
But yeah, so we must have started on the channel then. And I guess when we moved to a new channel,
Yeah.
that's when you guys came.
I think it
on board.
actually was conceived in your bedroom. It was
We got
just
a baby?
After you did a...
You were conceived in my bed.
No, the idea for What's Good.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, how was Nick conceived?
Yeah.
It was just after a video where you donated to Twitch streamers, I think.
Yeah,
You
because I
guys were
had.
like sitting there and were like, we should
Oh wow!
do a...
Because you were there, right? We
Yeah.
were all doing the dollars. We're
You were both of you, right?
Yeah, you was on the bed,
Yeah.
and I was on the chair next to you.
And that's
Yeah.
when you guys were like, oh, we're thinking about maybe clips and
sick.
like, get this going. And you had obviously talked about it before.
Yeah.
I think that's when like it started to snowball.
It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
I miss videos like that.
I know. To be
That's
fair,
so
I missed the
much fun.
house. That was a lot of fun then.
Yeah.
You should like just film stuff randomly.
There was always something going on at that
Oh
house.
yeah, always something. Yeah, that's why I enjoyed it. If it wasn't you, it was always you, to be fair.
I was gonna say. It was mainly always me.
Yeah, I guess I thing is I went there to obviously see JJ originally at the start because I used to film stuff for him, but then he was always like, I would get there and film like for 2 hours and then nothing for the rest of like the next 3 or 4 days. So then me and you would just film stuff.
But you had like it was almost called Randolph's room. The one it was next to yours, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
You got it replaced.
By Deji.
Deji's room.
Yeah.
Because Deji came and lived there for however many months.
Sometimes I would stay upstairs. Sometimes I would stay downstairs. Sometimes Lachlan was there. Sometimes like Raka were there.
They didn't stay in that room though.
No, they stayed.
They're weird.
They stayed
I
in the
love them.
podcast room.
I
No,
love
they,
them.
They,
but-
stayed in the film room, right?
One of them stayed in the film room. So we had
Right.
like the cinema room upstairs. One of them would sleep in there, and one of them would sleep downstairs in the living room that we never went in, on the couch
Yeah.
or on the floor.
With a blanket, or just did they just sleep?
Why?
They're so weird in a nice way.
Like they had a bed, and they
Yeah,
thought, nah.
like
floor.
so. But they also,
Straight.
when they came to England, they felt bad about asking to stay with us, so they stayed in a castle. That like just an abandoned, like not an
Yeah.
abandoned castle, but just not a built castle.
Yeah, like ruined.
They just slept that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they slept there.
they didn't like book a room.
No.
They just
They
slept
literally
one
did
room.
that, and then I was
Yeah.
like, they told me that, and I was like, you guys realize you could, because they were going to come to ours for a bit, and it was like a few days, and then I found out they were already in England, and I was like, oh, what are you guys doing then? And they were like, oh, we're just staying in this place. I don't know. And then I was like, well, just come here like now. Like,
And they would
I know
always,
we said we were filming for 3 days, but just come for all of it.
yeah, and they would always feel bad about eating with us as well. Like,
Well,
so
like,
so we'd
you'd
order
eat
some food or
random-
something, and then we'd be like, oh, what do you guys want? And they're like, oh no, we can't.
Yeah. So they would have
Like a piece of bread.
he'd get a piece. No, legit. He'd get
like
a slice
ducks
of bread.
just chucking it out the doorway.
He'd get a slice of bread, and then he'd spend the next like 3 minutes just doing this with the bread until it was in a bowl. Then he'd eat the bowl. I say he. There was two
Oh,
of them.
yeah, but they both did it.
They both did it.
And then there was one time where we actually went out to the shopping center, and we just got drunk.
In a
Remember,
shopping
we-
centre.
so
Living
Yeah.
the high life as
we
YouTube.
were going to a party or something, like a Sidemen party or something like that,
Yeah.
or some sort of an event, and then they needed some clothes for it because they didn't
I
really
remember
bring
this.
any smart clothes. So
Blue
we,
water, wasn't it?
yeah, so we
Yeah.
drove out there. You drove. It was me, you, JJ, and the Raka Raka guys.
I didn't get drunk. Just to clear up.
he
I was
just
driving.
was driving. It was actually
Driving.
quite soon after you got your car, I think, because you were showing us autopilot, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" But yeah, so we went there, and we were like, "Oh, let's get some food before we go and get the clothes or the shoes, whatever we were getting." And we just went and just had cocktails. And then we was like, "Oh, let's have another one. Let's have another one." And then we're just wasted. So like walking on the shopping center trying to buy some food, we were just gone. And that's when someone was prank calling JJ's phone. So they would take the phone and be like, what's that, mate? What the fuck's going on? Like this. They'd been Australian, great accent. And then one time it rang again, and they gave the phone to him, and he's like, what the fuck is this? And it was Chris Eubank.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They say to him like, "Oh, it's someone actually for you. Like they know you, and they said something, and then you're just like, yeah, it's Chris Eubank," and Jay was just like, "Oh."
Yeah, but not even Chris Eubank Jr. Like you'd imagine that it's a bit bantery, but it was like actually Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't really appreciate like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, two guys going like, "What the fuck do you want?"
Yeah, but I missed the house. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I miss them as well.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, Brian, now you make it sound like I don't miss them.
No, I miss the house more than them.
Yeah, same.
Fuck them.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So I guess 2018 we started this, right? And it's now 2021. So technically, is that 3 years?
The first like 6 months was quite sporadic,
Yeah.
and then you guys got into a real nice rhythm of like every.
Which I'm
single
sure
week.
you and Joel appreciate.
Oh yeah.
There's many times where you guys were like, "Are you doing a podcast?"
Are we anyone?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll do it later.
Maybe.
Or
Maybe tomorrow.
guys, we did a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess one thing that you'd probably hate about the schedule now is that we post on Wednesdays and we often film. Well, today's a Tuesday, and then also what Joel probably doesn't appreciate is we've got 4 cameras now, and so yeah. Sorry, Joel.
But you gotta up the quality. The other thing is we have to film on a Monday or Tuesday because everything always happens after we film.
That's the
You know
worst.
it as well, yeah.
When you know the curse.
I'll text you and be like, "Oh, have you just seen what Logan Paul's just said or something like that?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, we literally just finished." And it came
Yeah.
out, like,
Yeah.
Oh, we've just talked about how we don't know Jake Paul's next fight, and then 2 hours later, it's like Jake Paul's fighting this person. We post it 2 days later, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean you don't know who he's fighting? It's everywhere."
Especially when we also like make our opinion on something that
"Oh, the Super League."
exactly
The
yeah. So
Super
the
League
information
stuff. Yeah.
changes. So like the Jake Paul situation is like, okay, they just didn't know.
Yeah.
Whereas stuff like the Super League, it's like people now think we're being idiotic because
Yeah.
they have the information that we didn't have at the time, and you can't really like we can do a disclaimer, but no one will understand because they know the information, so they can't
Yeah.
think. So it's crazy, really. But
John was fuming. We had like a 2-hour conversation about football, and he had to just sit there and listen to it, and it didn't even mean anything.
yeah, he has, I feel like not only do you have not an interest in football, you also don't like it, do you? Like you dislike it. Yeah.
God, he must hate the Sidemen videos. Every time.
We
Guess what we're
don't,
doing this week?
we don't invite him to those ones. He doesn't come to those.
So it was like, which angle, guys? Where's the goal? What is a goal?
Yeah. Well, I guess being as we've got you on the podcast today, and obviously you're so let's first of all describe what you do for the podcast.
Okay. So I basically the thumbnails is probably the main thing. Sorry, Chris MD. So I do those. Talia didn't know the other day because when we were at home and you said something like, "Oh, Nick does a podcast," she went, "Oh, Nick does the thumbnails." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay."
Yeah. Oh, I've realised we can't have girls on the thumbnail anymore, on the podcast
No, I have to
because
say,
they all hate the thumbnails.
yeah,
Even Lexi.
I think so.
really.
They all yeah.
For the main ones now, I do send it and be like, "Can you?"
I know,
get it?"
and they always go, "Yeah, that's fine."
And then they go, "Oh, I hate it."
And yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so I do the
Chris
thumbnails
MD as well. He's
for each
also
one.
one of them.
Yeah.
And then we come up with the
And
titles,
titles as well,
for
yeah.
the clips and the mains and all that. But it's more collaborative than just, here's a thumbnail, here's a thing. Everyone
Yeah.
we do all work together. It's like I'll always ask, like, for the main one especially,
Is
is this a
the
good
one?
title?
Yeah.
Is this a good thumbnail? And you guys sometimes be like, no, change this bit. Sometimes like minute little color changes and stuff. So it's
Yeah. I'm always like more saturation,
more saturation,
more
more
contrast.
saturation, yeah.
Yeah, but so I guess your kind of role is just to make sure that everything like gets posted and properly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you kind of like just make sure the whole channel runs. Big. If we didn't have you, we wouldn't post. We'd film it and just forget. We
They were
definitely
like, "Oh
would.
yeah, we filmed one last
Surely
week."
we should have made some money from this podcast.
What's going on?